has been at Concordia University in Irvine on Time Warner. The girls' state volleyball championships, and we're not done. In fact, we're only 80% of the way done. There is still the Division I game. They are lining up on the court. Introductions going on right now for Palo Alto at the far end of the gym, the defending California champions, and Marymount. Their backs to you right there. They are the #1 team in California. As you look at the Pally kids from up north, one more time, it's north against south. Jim Watson, Dane Blanton courtside. You know, when you look back at it, this day started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to go till almost 10 o'clock at night, 12 hours, nonstop, high-level volleyball. And Dane, you grew up in the state. You played high school volleyball. There's no better high school volleyball, top to bottom, boys, girls, than in Southern California. And now Northern California has equaled Southern California in terms of talent. And before you answer that, we're going to pause for the national anthem here inside the arena. Almost set. We will be with you for the rest of this one. The Division I championship will be starting in just a couple of minutes. But before we move forward, we want to look back at how this entire day went. It started early in the morning with the Branson Bulls, a sweep over the Tri-City Christian Eagles, 3-0. And in that match, as I take a look at the Branson score sheet from earlier today, 18 kills for Kathleen Wallace to lead the way for Branson. And then in Division IV, Union Mine, a new school near Sacramento, Elk Grove, beating La Jolla Country Day. The Tories were tough early, and then they started to fade, and Union Mine wins it 3-1. That's the first state championship for that school. Congratulations to them. In Division V, the MVP was Kathleen Wallace of Branson. We were just talking about her. And Michaela Tucker, who they have as 30 kills. Unofficially, we had her as 33 kills, which would have been a state record, so we're still working on that. We'll check it out for you, but a tremendous day for Michaela Tucker nonetheless. Camila Tan in Division III. As you take a look at the scores from Division III, the Cathedral Catholic Dons outlasting the Albany Cougars, and for Albany, a surprise to get here. They were ranked 52nd in the state of California, and they were that close to winning a state championship. But Cathedral Catholic, who had been to 4 state titles in a row, able to fight their way back and eventually outlast Albany.
Yeah, that Albany team was something special. Roger Worsley, the head coach, really took them to an entirely different level, playing above their level. Kyra Holt, especially the star there, 22 kills and 42 digs. Wow. Those games actually were something special. That Division II game is where everyone thought it would be such a spectacular game, which it was, but the Division III game between Cathedral Catholic and Albany really didn't disappoint at all. Albany giving Cathedral Catholic all they could ask for. And of course, Morgan Cormier and Tatiana Durr of Cathedral Catholic really starting to bring it. And, you know, it was just a really great match, a lot of emotion.
And in the 4th set, it went 31-29. And then in the 5th set, on match point, up 15-14 Cathedral Catholic. Sees that ball sail long, and then the celebration is on. They win at 16-14 in 5. It was really a great match because it went back and forth, and either team could have won that one. And for Albany, it would have been historic for them, and really for Cathedral Catholic because they had lost the final last year, and all they talked about was redemption, was getting back into the winner's circle here in the state final. And a lot of the people in the house started to root for the underdog, for Albany, just because they had never been here. They had surprised everybody. They had beaten the number 2 seed, the number 1 seed up in Northern California, and then they advanced all the way here and had a chance. They had a look at the state final championship, and they just couldn't put it away. And then we just finished up Division II. La Costa Canyon led 2-0, 25-20 in both of those. Dane, I'll admit it, I thought it was over. I thought La Costa Canyon, if they weren't going to sweep it, they'd win it in 4. But it didn't happen because somehow Presentation managed to find their way back.
No question about it. When La Costa Canyon came out, they came out with a purpose, and they were absolutely destroying Presentation. It looked like the height advantage. They have six-footers on that team, whereas Presentation only has 1 6-footer, that being Emily Sklar, but that seemed to be enough as things started to turn the other way. After going down 2 sets, Presentation started to turn things around. They won the 3rd set, 26-24. La Costa Canyon could have closed that thing out, but then when it went to the 4th and 5th set, we started to see and appreciate this Presentation team, how good they were, how they had a 38-2 record, and how they made it all the way to the state finals. But early on, they looked like a completely different team. I have to say that it was one of the best comebacks I've ever seen at the high school level. I was right there with you, Waddy. I was saying this is going to be a rout. We're going to be way ahead of schedule. It's going to go down 3 straight. But Presentation, they had other plans for us, and they took this thing all the way down to the wire. And I'll tell you what most impressed me about this Presentation team was their poise. They never got angry. Their body language never changed. They knew they had the confidence to win. They had been behind before, and they just kept fighting, kept making big plays, and it was all about teamwork. Sklar might be the star, but her supporting cast really held their own. They pulled their weight, and they played as a team. And in the end, they prevailed, 15-9 in the 5th.
Yeah, and Sklar had 23 kills, and you know, she was the star of it. But when they were down 24-23, and they were down 2-0 in sets, they got a great kill from Byther to tie it, and then they got a kill from Cooper, and that gave them a big lift. Once they had won that 3rd set, I think they calmed down and they said, all right, we're back in this match. All we have to do is win the 4th, and then you see match point right there, and Sue DeVork, their head coach, celebrating, and it happened on kind of a strange play, but it was the right call, as you mentioned. It was an interference reaching over the net. Anyway, they come back to win it 15-9 in 5, and people will be talking about that Presentation comeback for a long, long time. Presentation wins it in Division II. Cathedral Catholic is your Division III champion. Union Mine in Division 4. Branson in Division 5. And in Division 1, we'll come back and find out. It's Palo Alto, the defending champs, against number 1 Marymount.
Nothing happened. These kids just sent a mean text about me to everyone. Everyone at school got this text, and I'm super embarrassed. This stuff happens all the time. I could have said something, but then I might have been next. It was supposed to be a joke. I had no idea this would get so big, and I don't know how to fix it.